Good morning, family. It's time to wake up and see. I'm your uncle, brother, cousin, friend John back here with another royal lesson. But before we get into the royal lesson, let's take care of a little channel maintenance. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you also subscribe to the channel so that way you can keep up with us. And make sure that you also press the notification bell so that way you are aware and alert of when I post new videos. Also, make sure that you comment down below. Your comment or your questions in the comment section could become a future royal lesson as well. And if you all would like to support me in any way, shape, or form, seeing that the royal lessons are 100% free, I just want you to understand the world, yourself, and more importantly, I want you to build a relationship with the Most High God. But if you'd like to support me in any way, shape, or form, the link to my clothing brand is down below. You can go check it out and see what it's about. And if there is a product you're looking for, you could also just, put that in the comments. Hey, John, I'm looking for this type of shirt or in this size. I'll see what I could do to make sure that I can get it to you. But let's go ahead on and get into the royal lessons, family. So before I get into the video, I'd like to first put out a little statement of warning to let you know that in no way, shape, or form am I affiliated with these people, nor are these people sponsoring me or paying me in any way, shape, or form. I've never been in any contact with anybody that works for this company or these companies. I don't even know if it's one company or multiple companies, but I'm just letting you know they don't pay me. But if they come across this video, hey, I'm more than open to y'all sponsoring me or contributing to me in any way, shape, or form. But have you all ever played the game Clash of Clans before? Oh my goodness, I am addicted to this little game. And you can put it on your phone, you can go anywhere with this game, and I just really enjoy playing it. Now, if you don't know what Clash of Clans is, I'm going to give you a quick brief summary of what the game is. Clash of Clans is essentially a game where you get a piece of land and you get to create a village, and in that village you have to get resources to create defenses because other people can attack your base or your village and take your resources that you have. And you also can create your own army to go ahead and attack other people's bases so you can get resources to update your army or your base a lot more. So in this game, the way I like to play it personally is when your base does get attacked by somebody else, the game fortunately allows you to have a playback video of how your base was attacked. And as painful as it is knowing that you done put in hours of work to upgrade your base and upgrade your defenses and all of that, as painful as it is to sit there and watch the playbacks of somebody destroying your base, I love to do it. And I love to watch it because it shows me where I need to upgrade or update my base a lot more. It also shows me where I was weak at and what I could have done better on to prevent it from happening, and what I can do to prevent somebody else from using that same attack on me, or at least hinder somebody else from coming in there. And as I'm playing the game and I'm sitting there thinking about these kind of things, I stop and I go, Most High God, I was like, Father, this is actually a really good lesson to apply to my own personal life or to apply to life in general. And I know some of y'all are like, oh my gosh, it's just a game. There's no lesson in it. But there is a lesson in this game. So let's talk about it. So a lot of times in life, we continue to run back through these scenarios. The universe, God, whatever you choose to believe in, tends to put you back through situationships, relationships, friendships, or scenarios over and over again until you get or understand the lesson, so that way you can move on to the next level and grow to where you need to be. But as long as you don't learn the lesson, you will keep running through these things over and over and over again. And then you'll be 45 still dealing with high school problems because you never learned that lesson. So how do we overcome? Essentially, I like this spiritual term that they use now. You have to do shadow work. And what's shadow work? You have to go back and you have to do essentially a playback of the dark times, of all of the times that somebody done screwed you over, or they done lied to you, they done cheated on you, they done manipulated you. All the times that you've ended up in a bad place because of how other people or other things treated you or put you in a bad bad spot and your defenses were not up. Your defenses were not strong enough or upgraded enough to say, hey, I need to stop this from happening, no matter if it's this person or anybody else, or if it's this thing or anything else that comes into my life. I need to upgrade my defenses to be more aware of those things. And the only way to do it is to have a playback to the bad times. We love to revisit the good times, but we do not revisit the bad times. And trust me, I get it. Depending on who you are, depending on what you've been through, it is very, very hard to revisit the past, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's abuse, whether it was a situation that you were in intentionally or unintentionally. And what I mean by intentionally, maybe you went into it thinking it was good and then you found out it was bad and it was really hard to get out of it or get away from it. It is really hard to revisit those things, but it is also very necessary in order to grow and move forward and go on with your life. And I was sitting there and I said, wow, this is also something that I like to do in my own life. I like to look back and say, man, I knew these people said these things or they were doing these things. And, I just didn't really stand up or say anything or do anything about it at the time. But I was very much aware. And I was alert about it. Maybe I didn't know. Maybe it was something that I didn't think about until much later on. But the fact that I'm willing to sit down and revisit that situation to see, and I always love to not look at what somebody else, I don't look at just what somebody else did wrong, but I like to look at where I didn't take the time to say, okay, this is enough, or I need to move forward, or I need to move on from those things. I look at those things because those are my defenses. My defenses are like, okay, you don't need to stay in this thing long enough. My defenses are like, okay, that these person used this attack, but you were used to this form of attack. So maybe you need to find a tool to handle both forms of attack. So that way now you got this one tool and you have this other tool to back up that thing. So now you double defend it. Now you double defend it. Now you know what to do. So that way, God forbid if this scenario pops back up, God forbid if the Most High needs to see if you understand this lesson officially, at least you're prepared enough for it again. At least you're prepared. And sometimes the Most High try to make it a little different. Sometimes it could be a different person, a new person that try to put you through the same situation. Sometimes it's that same person saying, hey, I'm different now. And then you're like, okay, well, let me see. And you're suspicious at first. You're like, okay, well, let me see. It's the little things that you have been through before that will help you be observant to this person or these people's manipulations or that situation that's gonna put you back through the chaos again. It is revisiting that past and saying, I need to create those defenses. And so when it comes back up, you're like, I have enough defenses. I'm aware. I know not to go through that again. I know not to put myself through that again. It is important to look back to the past and have that playback. It is important to sit there and say, where was I wrong? Where did I go wrong? Where did I not say that enough is enough? Where do I tell people that enough is enough the next time this comes back up? God forbid if it comes back up. It's hard. It's really, really hard to go through, but it's a part of life. It's a part of learning if you are ready for your next step. It's a part of learning if you're ready to take on more. You can't take on more if you can't handle less. Say it with me. You can't take on more unless you are ready to handle less. How can you get that bigger job title or handle that bigger paycheck or handle multiple people or handle multiple situations or handle, multi-million dollars, multi-million dollar companies if you aren't ready to handle the little bit of it? If you aren't ready to handle the employee job, how can you handle the big job? If you can't handle $5, how can you handle millions of dollars? If you can't handle your bills, how can you take on bills for your home and your business's bills? if you don't take a look at the times that you went through it, the times that you suffered, if you don't look at those times and say, hey, what could I have done differently? What could I have, put my foot down? When could I have put my foot down? If you don't look at those things, you will continue to experience that situation or those scenarios until you learn. You will often not move forward, or maybe sometimes the Most High will say, okay, well, they did it a little differently. This time is not perfect. And the Most High will let you move on through life a little bit longer. And then eventually that thing will come back and it'll either make you or it'll break you. So be prepared. Do the shadow work. Look back through your life. And like Clash of Clans, look at where your defenses were weak. Look at how the enemy decimated your village, which is you, so quickly. You, your family, your business. Look at all of that. Learn, if you've never been through anything, look at other people's lives. Some people are just very open with their life. Some people have been very open with their life. Look at other people's lives. A lot of people have been through the same situation as you. Nothing is new under the sun. They might not have gone through it the way that you've gone through it. They might not have been through that specific pain that you've been through or felt the feelings that you've felt. But somebody has pretty much been through a similar situation that you've been through or that you're going through. Look at how they overcame. Look at where they put their foot down and say, how does this apply to my own life? That's another thing that I like to do in Clash of Clans. Sometimes when I attack other people's bases, I'm looking at, especially if my army cannot penetrate their village, I'm looking at what they have set up and how they have it set up. So that way I'm going to take a little bit of their ideas and see how I can mingle it into what I'm doing over here. Because I know if I had a problem, somebody else has a problem. I know if my army is strong enough to overcome this thing right here, but it wasn't successful, then my army wasn't as strong as I thought it was. Therefore, they're doing something pretty good that I might need to incorporate in my own life. You have to do the shadow work. You have to look into the darkness. You have to look into the face of the deep. You have to figure out, where can I learn to avoid those things? Where can I learn to overcome those things if it pops back up in my life? How can I do it? What resources are out there for me to do it? Are there resources that I can go out there and get? Or do I already contain the resources that I need to do it? This is all a part of the shadow work. You have the ability to overcome and to progress. Now I'm going to end the video here. I don't really know what else to say, so I'm going to end the video here. Know, most importantly, that the Most High God loves you. Know that I love you. Take care, family.